Hello everyone, this is episode 13 of my video series. I know it has been a while since I uploaded, so I think I decided to um, update y'all on what has happened these last couple of days. So I guess it should start since last Wednesday. Um, Last Wednesday we had our halfway point of the internship, and it went I think it went good. We all had our one-on-ones with Will, just talking about basically our experience with the internship, our experience in the dorms, and basically just our overall experience in Tennessee and Great Smoky Mountains National Park overall. And it went really good, honestly. This is just a little minute details that are a bit iffy, but everything else was pretty good. I would say. And I think that hopefully that it continues to be good for the next month or so. And yeah, it's I think we all did at least had an hour with Will, even though he thought it was going to take only half an hour. Like for me specifically, it took an hour and 45 minutes, which I think out of us, where I'm the one who took the longest to, or the one who had the longest time of one on one with Will. So I had a lot to say, I guess. More on the internship and project side, it's more about what I have done and just how to narrow it down and how to make it more smoothly, I guess. Um, I'm currently at the time of recording, I'm at the point of updating or creating an updated checklist of Paul's bird checklist. Um, I think I have around, if I have, I want to say 60% left of the checklist to update. Uh, it is going a lot faster than I imagined, really. Um, which is actually kind of surprising and actually a good thing because I want to try and finish this checklist as soon as possible so I can at least attempt to start on a checklist for the office here, which I am currently am. I'm just gonna show you around. This is basically like the meeting area where we have our staff meetings, mostly on Mondays. So it's a pretty cool area, honestly. But yeah. What was I talking about again? Ah, dang. One on ones. Um, It'll come back to me eventually, but that Wednesday like I said, we had our one on ones and then just worked on our projects. Oh yeah, personal project. That's right. Um, yeah, the personal project is actually going pretty good. I'm like almost done with this first half of the project, and so once I'm finished with the updated checklist, I can go and start and hopefully at least create a base for that checklist for the office. I'm sure I won't be able to have a complete finished version, but I'm hoping that I can get the base and at least some work of it done. So I may be for like 25 or 30% of the checklist to be done before the end of this internship. So that's gonna be a main goal. Like I think when I first started this internship, I knew that having to create two checklists, one for the purchase knob and one for the office. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do it, but I was trying to aim to for at least the purchase knob first and then the office, the daily office second. That was like the priority, and so I think I am able to manage. I'm probably gonna be able to manage at least some of the checklist for the office. So yeah, that's gonna be the main focus for the rest of the citizenship once I'm done with the checklist for the purchase. But yeah, and as you all know, last week we had 4th of July, so um, we had a 4-day weekend holiday for the holiday because of the 4th of July on Friday, but also on Thursday we had our day off because we did bird banding that Sunday, I believe. Not the Sunday that just came by, but last Sunday. Um, and we did bird banding. But yeah, it was just a simple weekend, I guess you could say. I took most of the time in that weekend just to relax. Really, we did see the new How to Train Your Dragon live remake movie, which was good. Me and the other interns got to see it. It was very late at night. I will say we didn't come back until like 12, but I think it was kind of worth it. We all had a good time. I had a good time. Uh, I think it's only my third time going to movie theater, so I mean I'll take it. Really, I mean we all got to have fun. I got to see a movie, hang out and everything. Good vibes. So I think it was a good night for that. And let's see, Monday we were supposed to have DNA barcoding focus on Monday, but one of the interns was sick, so she wasn't able to attend. So Will pushed it back, the barcoding day, to a full day yesterday, which I'll talk about later. But Monday we basically just had our staff meeting, and then we just did our personal projects really. And we prepped for our event, our BioBlitz TV, BioBlitz at home then for tomorrow night and Saturday morning. I'll talk about that in a sec. But that was pretty much what Monday was. It was just I guess another day in the office, and then Tuesday was butterfly count at Cades Cove again. Me and the interns and Jamie, we headed to Cades Cove for a butterfly count. So we were basically just finding how many butterflies we were able to find in a specific area. There's at least, I want to say, 10 groups, I believe, that participated in this butterfly count. And I think Jamie sent the numbers. I think we were able to find at least 14 different species. And I think I want to say that we've seen at least 20 individual butterflies overall. Probably even more than that, honestly. But it was actually quite fun. Actually, the bad thing was that it was hot, and also the thick brushes, raspberries and everything. All those thorns were kind of hard to walk through, and add that with the sun, it's not the best combination. But we pulled through. We all had a good time, and it was pretty fun, I will say. So I'm glad for that. We got to see. Did we see that? Oh, we got to see a mama bear with the three cubs. Also, I need to ask, um, Haley for the photos. I know Jamie and Zach got some photos too. So let's see. I'm actually been thinking about this actually, and I'm gonna see if I can get photos from all the days I've spent, and being able to share with you all. Maybe just create a Google Drive or Google folder so that I can share the link to you all, so you can access the photos of what everyone has taken. I'm gonna do that and see. Um, but yeah, another exciting thing was seeing that mama bear and her three bear cubs on our way back to the meeting place. Once we were done, and it was quite eventful, really. Um, but yeah, and then yesterday we had our DNA barcoding, which was actually pretty fun. I got to learn steps, although our procedure is not the most fruitful. Um, Will said that their method of DNA barcoding is supposed to be much more of a simpler one. It's for education purposes, so the results won't be the best, but it's also like one of the best ways to teach young kids on how DNA barcoding works. So it's it's a good way to introduce DNA barcoding to kids. So I can understand why there's not many good results. But at the end of the day, we actually got two, at least two good species that we can go through thanks to the DNA barcoding, and then there are other two potential ones. There, the white bands on two of them are like present, but they're not like how do I say this? They're not. I can't find the word, but basically like it's there. It's just we would have to verify or whatever the next step is. Um, but the fact that we actually get to have four potential species rather than just the two confirmed ones, I guess, is kind of actually amazing. And just the overall process of DNA barcoding was fun. I didn't know that we had to crush the bugs up, um, which at first felt kind of rude, but I think I enjoyed it a bit too much when I did it myself. So I guess I'm a murderer now. Mm. Uh, but anyways, yeah, that was pretty much what happened yesterday. We had DNA barcoding. Oh, and I got to see bats, but they were at the top of the science center, so they were a bit iffy to see. But Haley got some good photos of it, so I think I can ask her for those. And then today is just oh, excuse me. Today has been another day in the office, really. As you see me do, show you all around the office. The checklist is actually right here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there goes the checklist. Um, as you can see, this is for the the purchase checklist. Um, and then we have all the common group name that Paul had on his checklist. I'm just copying and pasting and doing it myself. Doing the orders and then the family, the scientific name, the common name, and then just the seasons that they appeared. And I think I mentioned this before, but just to be sure, we sadly don't have any data for the winter season that Paul considers. So I have to omit the whole winter section for the birds, which is kind of sad. But it's a limitation that I have to work with. So yeah, I kind of still mad about that, but I got no other choice but to work with it really. So the rest of the seasons and then special notations, which I haven't really needed to use it yet. And then is it new? So basically this column is basically if it's new to the checklist that Paul already has, and as you can see none of them have been yet. But that's because these are the most common birds. I'm basically doing it on reverse on what I had created in a different spreadsheet or a different Google sheet. So I'm working my way up this time. I'm starting with the most common, which was the Eastern Towhee, and then I'm gonna work my way down to the most rare, which is the American Golden Plover. And by rare, I mean what me and Will decided to call rare are just basically the birds that have only been recorded once, or the fewest. So that's how we considered one of the rare species that were recorded over at the purchase. So yeah, the checklist is going good so far. Like I said, it's going a bit faster than I expected, but I'm hoping to. I'm not sure how long this is gonna take, but I'm hoping it's not gonna take too long because I do want to get started on that checklist for the office here. And yeah, oh, okay. Let's talk about what's gonna happen this next few days. So, as I'm not sure if you can notice because of the lighting, but it's currently getting cloudy and darker, and I think I just heard a thunder strike or something. But it's and the forecast has been saying it's gonna rain the next couple of days, but I'm hoping that doesn't affect what's being planned. So as I mentioned earlier, tomorrow we're gonna have our TVA BioBlitz event at Hall Bend. And for y'all that don't know, a BioBlitz is basically just an event where we just get people to just be outside, explore Mother Nature, see what she offers, and just like appreciate the great outdoors. Really, so it's gonna be us interns and then Julie and then Will. Um, we're all just gonna just show people the beautiful stuff that is outside and why you should appreciate it and why you should spend more time outdoors and everything. So I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be at Hall's Bend, which from what I understand and what Will told me when I did a one-on-ones is it's basically this reservoir and it's beside this like water reservoir too. So maybe we could see a few birds probably. I know I'm gonna if I see people that are interested in birds, they're gonna send them my way and show them what I have learned at my time here. So I'm nervous, but I think I got this. I know I've always like downplayed myself, but I think I'm at a point where I accepted that I actually feel like I'm up for the job as to like, being like a tour or a guide, I guess. And I think I can manage it. Ever since these events that DLA has put us interns go through, I think I've built a lot more confidence in myself, really. So I think I'm ready. And also because like I've actually been learning a lot, not only through birds, which is the main focus, but also just learn what I'm capable of, really. I think one of the things I forgot to mention um, was that in our one-on-ones with Will, he told us to set a few goals, which was supposed to be done in the first day here, but I think because we were just thrown on the spot, and then we had our Firefly event that same weekend, it just threw us all off, I think. So yeah, those personal goals, he told us to have at least two or three, really. I mean, just some simple ones. And the three I chose was to, number one is to whistle. Which I'm not sure if y'all know, but I can't whistle. And everyone else in my family can. Even my 6-year-old little cousin can, and I can't. Which is funny, but also embarrassing and awkward. So I'm trying to whistle, and hopefully I can at least be 75% there. Hopefully. I'm not even gonna attempt to do it. I'm recording because I'm not sure if it would be a good idea or not. But yeah, that's one of the main goals. A second main goal is trying to hike to a high point where it's not populated, but it's also not, or it's the least human made possible. And what I mean by that is like the highest point that we went to, it's also the highest point where it's the most populated, but it's also where man has touched the most, which is that big spiral thing. I think it was around I want to say it was the day that I went back to Kuohi. We went up that spiral building tower thing, and that was the highest point in the park apparently. And I didn't know that just flew in my head. So another goal, like I said, is just basically just hike my way up to a high point where I feel actually achieved and not just like overwhelmed by just the presence of so many people. And also just to find an area where I can just hike and be surrounded by Mother Nature, and so that where there isn't like any human-made structures near it or any of it in my presence. So that's something I want to do, and which I think we're gonna do towards the end of our internship. We're gonna have a 3-day backpacking trip. We're just gonna do field work and also hikes and all this stuff. So I'm pretty excited. I think from what I think Will said is that there's gonna be some bodies of water, so we'll enjoy um, maybe sometime there. I forget where he told us we're gonna go, but I'll let y'all know when that time is close. And then the last goal I set was know the orders and the families of some of the birds here. Which as you know already, I'm doing that for the checklist. So I'm doing some progress. You have most of the birds here are in the passeriforms order. I'm not sure if I said that right. I hope I did. Passeriforms. And then there's just a lot more variety in the family. You got Cardinalidae, Passerialidae, Tyrannidae, Frigilidae, Turdidae, Parulidae, a lot of stuff. Apodidae. But it's actually kind of interesting. So I think by the time I'm done with this, and by the time I'll be back to South Carolina, I'm gonna invest a lot more in the beautiful world of the birds. I'm debating if I saw this, and I'm not sure if y'all probably gonna answer this, but I was just wondering if I should subscribe to all or Birds of the World that Cornell Lab has in their website, because it seems interesting because they have all sorts of resources, from systematics to demography to a lot of really. Oh, it's raining. Oh no. Sorry, but it just started to rain, and I'm not gonna be surprised if it rain or will rain for the rest of the day. But it's gonna get messy when I leave later today. But as like I said, I'm thinking of actually subscribing because it's like a really. It looks really interesting, and it offers, like I said, so many resources that I didn't know they were possible. And it's not only restricted to North American birds; it's for all the birds in the world. So I could even figure out birds that we all saw in Ecuador. In my introductory bird, the channel, billed toucan, great thrush, and I know my tanager still. I think so. I'm gonna prove that in a second. So you have the magpie tanager, you have the silverbeak tanager, you have the blue-gray tanager, you have the blue-neck tanager, and you have the paradise tanager. I think those are five. I think they were the only five tanagers that we need to learn. So I still have that. The tropical kingbird, the umbrella bird that me and Miss Leslie saw, and then I feel like I'm missing a few more. I'm not gonna attempt the hummingbirds because, as you all know, it was the only group of birds that really made me struggle. So they were kind of like the bane of my existence. But I know I can remember at least a few of them. I think it's the brown violet ear, the fork-tailed wood nymph, the colored Inca, and then I think we didn't learn this. We didn't need to know this one, but I think the giant hummingbird was one of them too, probably. Um, and then I still remember all the unique animals over there. You get the Sicilian. We had a giant Hercules beetle, I think, or rhino beetle. Giant earthworms. We had that young bushmaster. It was like a very juvenile, or probably like immature juvenile bushmaster. Um, but yeah, I'm getting off track. But basically, I'm really want to invest my time and probably my whole career in birds. I'm not sure what aspect of it still, but really want to work with birds, no matter what it is. That's probably gonna be my purpose in life. But I think, like I said, I'm gonna invest a lot more time in birds once I'm back from this internship back to South Carolina. And so hopefully by the time that spring semester comes around, I'm hoping to be ready for Professor Knowles' last ornithology class. So I'm coming for that top spot, Professor Knowles. Mark my words, I'm coming for that top spot. I'll try my best. Like I said, diverting back from that tiny little segment, we're gonna have a bio blitz tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and then we're gonna go back to the dorms. We're gonna come back to Hall Band for the second day of bio blitz, which is gonna be early morning around 7 a.m. and then we'll run until 12, probably either 11 to 12. So it's gonna be 2 days. From what I heard up until now, and going through the messages in Slack, apparently we have more people attending now on Saturday, because there was supposed to be only one person on Saturday, which is really odd, but apparently it's not surprising based on the information that Julie and Jamie has told me, because apparently not many people come on Saturdays on Bio Blitzes. So I guess it wasn't that too much of a surprise that it was, or it was surprising, but it should have been at least somewhat known, because if we go back to down history, there weren't that many people who attended the Bio Blitzes on Saturdays, and more of them go on the Friday night. So yeah, we're gonna have that going for us, and then I'm still debating if I want to go or not, but Sunday I want to go back. Excuse me. On Sunday, I want to go back to Seven Islands because of the bird banding. Apparently, they do that every 2 weeks, and it's like a public thing. So, I'm hoping that I could go. It's not the fact that don't have the will. Of course, I have the will to bird banding, and also get to see a lot of more action. But it's just the driving aspect of it, and what I mean by that is I don't mind driving, but it's not me that's gonna get worn out. It's my car, and I don't know if y'all know, but my car is the family car, so I use it to commute to and from Francis Marion to home. But it's also the car that my family uses also. And so let's say they're gonna go somewhere important, or we're gonna go somewhere for vacation, or just relaxing, or just family time, or just simply to get groceries. That's the car that is used. So I feel like I don't want to overwork Kokono, which is the car name. Um, so I'm deciding if I want to go bird banding, because if I don't, that's probably gonna be the last time I can. Because if I don't go this week, it would be basically I won't be able to have any other chance, because if I don't go the next week, I would have it. We're gonna be busy because we're gonna be at the Purchase Lab for a board retreat based on looking at the calendar, but I'm debating if I want to go or not. I mean, it also, I guess it depends if they're gonna do it under the rain, which I'm gonna ask Julie. I forgot to ask her that earlier, so I'm gonna message her that also. But yeah, and and just to give you a heads up, the following Monday, we're gonna have our day off. So just to keep that in mind in case if I don't post that Monday. I think that should be it for this episode. I should have really gave it a heads up that this is gonna be a longer episode. As I can see, it's going on for literally 28 minutes on the dot right now. So I think I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna go back to working on the checklist, see how much progress I can get, and yeah, it's been fun doing this video series so far. I feel like it's giving me like some sort of therapy-ish vibes. You know, just talking to someone, or in this case, y'all. Just talking about, I guess, just what my day has been, my problems, my ups and downs, and everything. So I am glad and I am honored to do this video series for real, and hope you all enjoy this series too. So yeah, I do apologize for the voice changes. I'm not sure what's happening. I assure you, I am drinking a lot of water. I just realized that I actually don't have water, so I'm going to fill my water bottle up. But yeah, I think I'll end it here. Like I said, I forgot about posting a video, so I decided to do it one today, and it ended up being a larger one. So I hope y'all stick through the end here, and yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this. So I'll hopefully see you tomorrow or probably Saturday soon. Thank you all. Peace.